Why you always lying? What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. The assassination of Gianni Versace, episode 6. Y'all, this episode was just really like more into the pathology of why he is the way he is, and you know what makes Andrew tick. Why is he around here killing every damn body? Okay, so it seems to me that Andrew, like I talked about earlier, has a problem with people who have more power than him, and I feel like he wants to be loved. Like his quest in life was to be loved before he went out on the deep end. Okay, he went off on the deep end. I feel like he's upset with the older men that have more money and more status than he does, and then he's also upset because he cannot find love with the man that's young, you know, like him. He wants to be loved, and he wants a person who wants to be a person who can be loved, but he can't seem to do that for whatever reason. I can tell you the reasons, because he's not authentic. He lies, you know, and we'll get into that further. So I don't want to make this review too long, so let's go ahead and get into it. So we start off the episode in 1996, and as soon as the episode come on, we see ass. It was ass everywhere. I was like, come through, Andrew. Now Andrew might be crazy as hell, but he finding a mug, okay? He came out there butt naked. He jumped in the pool, you know, living lavish, honey, walking around in a palatial ass house. So he's in California, like I said. They're getting ready for his birthday party. They're hanging up things, you know, happy birthday Andrew, X, Y, and Z. So he got him an old boo. Old boo name is Norman. So Norman is like his sugar daddy. He gets a certain amount of money a month. He gets, you know, find nice clothes. He gets to have a nice car, but he has to, you know, do certain things for this man and obviously have sex with him or whatever. So this is his sugar daddy, and you know, they're getting ready for the party. His friend arrives. This is the one he was living in Miami with. His friend arrives to California, and they happy to see each other. Her and him, they embrace and they hug, and he tells her that he has invited David to this party because he can't have his birthday party and not invite David. He's nervous because he need her to help him play it off with old bae. Okay, so she like, you know, she a friend, so she like, I'm down for it, whatever, it's all good, it's cool. He goes on his speech. It was interesting about David being a house, David being a home, being somebody to come home to, being kids, being loved. He loves David. Like, you can, they're really emphasizing the point that he's really in love with David, and he probably loved him more than he loved anybody else in his whole life. Got it, we got it. So then he goes upstairs and talks to Jeff, you know, tells Jeff David is coming to the party, and he was like, I want you to wear these when you come to the party. So with some nice shoes. And so then he tells him, I want you to put on your uniform and say that you are an officer in the Navy. I told David that, and he's like, wait a minute, you know, now you're doing the most, okay? I'm not in the Navy anymore. I'm not going to impersonate an officer. And then he tells him, I want you to give me this present. And he's like, why do you want me to do all this and give you this fake present? Because I want to look like I'm loved. And he's like, bro, I love you. What are you talking about? I'm your friend. He was like, I know, but I want him to know that I'm loved. Huh? Okay, he like, listen, I'll give you the present, I'll wear the shoes, but I am not going to dress up and pretend to be no officer. Because when he sat down, he gave him a whole ass story to tell. And that's what I'm saying, like, you can be delusional and live in la la land and make up stories about yourself, child, but I'm not finna lie for you. And I think everybody just indulged his lies. Like, they just was like, oh, you know, I mean, he be lying, you know, child. We just, you know, everything he say is a lie, child. But, you know, we just gonna roll with it. It gave me that whole vibe, the whole episode. And not to mention, when they was walking around the house, Andrew was talking about how all the people in the house was people who like free champagne and food, child. So he got actors in the damn house. That's not even his real friends. So David arrived to the house, and you know, he introduced him to homegirl, and she's like, oh, you guys are so cute together, X, Y, and Z. And so then Jeff comes up, and then they start talking with each other. He tells him about him being an officer in the Navy, and actually they go around, they low-key was flirting in front of him, and then was like, okay, well, we're gonna go out here and talk. So they go out to the pool and talk, and they just leave Andrew, child. I said, wait a minute. Adam go around the corner, he's snoring some coke, and old bae, his friend who was super shady, like the banter between those two, baby, they took me out. Oh, you're just a party favor. Like, I was here for it, okay? The shade, honey, that was being thrown between the two of them was probably the best part of this whole episode. But they went back and forth a little bit, and basically he tells him, I'm not gonna let you, you know, hurt my friend again. You know, he just was vulnerable because apparently his partner before him boyfriend had died of AIDS, so you know he was very vulnerable when he met you or whatever, but I'm not gonna let you take advantage of him. And Adam is like, whatever, everybody out here loves me. He was like, everybody out here don't know you, bitch. Okay, your ass is crazy and you be lying. Jeff and David and they're talking, and so Andrew goes out to kind of mess with him a little bit, ask him like, is your boyfriend here? Is your boyfriend coming? And Jeff is like, no, he not coming. And you know, they talk about David don't have nowhere to sleep, so you know, maybe David can stay with him. Andrew's like, no, you need to stay with me. It was just a lot of back and forth at the party, walking around at the party, and they all end up taking a picture together. Him, Norman, because he does run into Lee too, mingling. He run into Lee, so him, Lee, Norman, David, Jeff, all them hoes was in the picture. I said, you better run it. Okay, you better run it, Andrew. Andrew thought he was on top of the world. He had all his hoes in one picture, but that wasn't gonna last for long, baby. So David goes back to wherever he from. We find out that Andrew confronts Norman. He tells Norman that he wants this Mercedes-Benz. He want this amount of money. He want to be in the wheel. He want to do all this. And Norman is like, listen, you gonna get X, Y, and Z. You know, I let you lie. I know you be lying or whatever, but I don't say nothing. I just let you go ahead and make it or whatever. So I ain't gonna say nothing about you lying, but you need to do what I asked you to do, because I checked up on you and I know who you are. You was a college dropout. After 1 year you worked at the thrifty mart and you lived in a condo with your broke ass mama. So I know what you did, and this what you gonna do, or you gonna get out. And so Andrew was like, you made me, you know, lose the love of my life and all this. And so he gets so mad when he realized that Norman is not going to relent, and he takes a chair and smashes the glass table, only an indicator of the violence that's to come later. So Andrew also meets up with Jeff, and Jeff tells him that he's moving to Minneapolis for a new job, and they go back and forth, and Andrew is like, you're trying to take my man from me. I know what you're trying to do. And he's like, it's not about him. I'm unhappy, you know, here where I am, and I'm ready to be happy. So that's why I took the job. Now we gonna know later on that Jeff and David, they are gonna get together in Minneapolis to make it happen, which is why both of them ended up dead to the apartment, okay? But you know, whatever. Right now he said he just won't be happy. That's why he moving to Minneapolis. Andrew is very upset about this as well. So Andrew, completely in denial, child, calls up David and tells him that he's gonna fly him to Los Angeles, and he rents this 5-star hotel, and David comes to Los Angeles and he wines him and dines him and buys him a suit and takes him out to this fabulous restaurant. And then when they get back home, Andrew this whole time is just lying, just telling them these lies, and you can tell that David was like, listen, you know, you cool or whatever, but like basically I don't even know you. I'm trying to get to know you as a person. That was the last chance. Like, I'm giving you one more chance, okay? I want to get to know you as a person, but you out here tripping. Like, I can't tell when you telling the truth. And then he goes into this same song and dance with the same lies. His daddy was in the Philippines, and you know, he left, and his mama ran this whatever company until she, whatever lie he normally tell. And then you can tell David just totally checked out. Like, I'm sure your parents loved you very much, you know, and XYZ. Like, boy, I ain't got time for this boy be lying. Why you always lying? Hey, 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 why you always lying? Why he always lying, y'all? He apologized to him and tell him he shouldn't have came there. You know, they ain't gonna be together, basically. And David is just like, I love you more than anybody I've ever loved. You know, like I said, they really driving home with the Andrew is in love with David. Like, we get Andrew is in love with David. And so the rest of the episode, we really focused on Andrew and his drug use. We see Andrew at the club. He runs into a drug dealer. The drug dealer say, this crystal meth, you ain't never done no crystal meth like this. And he takes it home, he gets high, and then we see a series of fantasies. One is him walking into a house or a shop, and Versace is measuring him, and he's talking to her, giving this very self-indulgent speech about how, you know, a man who don't have nothing to give is a nothing man, and what's better than giving everything you have away to your friends, and you know, all of this type of stuff. And he was like, we're the same, you just got lucky. And you know, Versace tells him, no, we're not the same, we have one difference. And he says, what? Well, the difference is I'm loved. Like, bitch, don't nobody love you, but somebody love me, baby. Oh, whoa, whoa, somebody loves me, baby. You know who it is. It's Antonio. No, I'm playing. But anyway, he said he loves. So, you know, Andrew wakes up. He's in this basically addiction, you know, cycle. He going back to, you can tell when he goes to back at the club, the bartender looking at him like, boy, here come your crackhead ass up in here. That's how he looking at him. So he end up back by the drug dealer. Drug dealer say, look, you need some money. So he goes back to Norman house. So he's hit rock bottom, people. He talked all that cash money shit, right? He ends up right back at Norman house, banging on the window. Norman looking at him like, child, I'm gonna call someone, please call 911 to come get this fool off my lawn, cause ain't nobody got time for this. Alright, he called Norman. Norman picked the phone like he was calling police, and he get on out of there. And so he ends up back at his mama house. Don't we all end up back at our mama house at some point? So he ended up back at his mama house. His mama seeming like she got 2 screws loose. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she living in the delusion as well. But she bathed him. Like, anytime you bathe in a grown man, you know, there's something serious going on. It's an issue down deep down there. Okay, so she bathing him, and you know, she's talking to him about her day and how she telling her friends, you know, he going to all these different places, and he put his clothes back on, and you know, he get ready to leave, and she hugs him. She says, where you going next? And he says, I'm going to Minneapolis. Now we know what he going to Minneapolis for. We already saw that episode. Okay, so it's like the whole season is happening backwards almost a little bit. It was a good episode. It wasn't a whole lot of action. Like I said, a lot of psychology, a lot of, you know, why does he do the things he does type situation, but overall still a good show. So I want to hear what you guys thought about it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my video with all your friends, and I will holler at y'all next week. Peace.